If you guys are looking for cheap and reliable FC25 Ultimate Team coins to upgrade your team, then get yourselves over to FIFAcoin.com. They've got loads of great discounts and giveaways, and you can also get an extra 5% discount when you use my code Martain. Link will be in the description. Hi guys, Martain88 here, and welcome back to another Eafc 25 video. Now, if you've followed my channel a little bit over the last week, you would have seen I managed to get a top 200 squad battles finish with one of my coaching clients, and showing you the rewards. Done a tactics video as well. I'm not sure in what order I'm going to do this, but I have some co-op gameplay for you to watch, just to see the differences. So, if you're interested, or if you actually want to take some notes from it. Okay, so we're going to turn to non-face cam now, and I'll just walk you through, some of the key pointers. If you're interested in playing co-op with me, or in the coaching side of it, whether for FC25 or FC26, because to be quite honest, the methods and the approach don't really change, then the email address is on screen. And yeah,
first thing I'd like to say is that, of course, this is ultimate difficulty, and this is footage from our top 200 run, which we got last week. We got 50th place, which was pretty decent. I'd also like to say that, in my opinion, a lot of the things that we do in this video, I can replicate them solo. Yeah, but it is easier to do these things with a co-op. So if you do have somebody that is of fairly reasonable level to you, and then playing co-op will be a lot easier for you. Okay, so what you'll see amongst this gameplay is a lot of R1 dribbling, a lot of runs off the ball, a lot of pushing the opponent out wide when they've got it, a lot of patience in defence, and a lot of pressure in attack. Okay, so you can see here, first attack that we're facing. You can see how I'm not very aggressive at all. Yeah, the moment that you start putting them under any type of pressure, they'll just run rings around you. But then when we win it, we need to go. And you can see we're trying to break at pace. It doesn't really open up, so I then recycle the ball and we attack in, I would say, a more traditional way, which is always harder once they get people back behind the ball, With playing co-op as well, you can be a little bit more risky with your pressure because you've got your buddy backing you up. But you can see here again, when it really comes to it, we're just making sure that we're in the way, not really being too aggressive. And then in these types of situations, really important you don't give it away, One of the other things that I find quite funny about playing co-op is communication. You've got to communicate with your partner. So often when I do this, I will play and I will say to the other person, we are allowed to talk, and it makes life a lot easier. So with this particular goal here, I know I was screaming for it, because I had Gabriel Jesus there and I just delayed my run enough to get me on the ball to do what I needed and wanted to do. I could see what opportunity there was for me to score, and the communication makes that a lot easier. Right, okay, so let's have a look at this move as an example. So I would be calling for this really early, and we're trying to play the ball into the cam and then see who's available. And it's very close. If we hadn't have got bodied there, we would have got another goal. But you can see we're hunting them down inside their half. That's a big thing to say. If it's inside their half, go after them. You can see here again with Jesus, I didn't just run forward aimlessly. I kept position where there was actually space. And I suppose that is one of the big differences. Unless you are so good at player locking, which I'm not, if I'm being honest, And that is probably one of the biggest advantages with co-op. If we look at the replay, like, he's the striker, Jesus, and I've just held off enough to get my shot off, and it worked. You can see this is a better angle. Yeah. So I could see where the space was. It opened up, and I thought, yeah, let's hit it. And, yeah, that might not be the type of goal that you would associate with scoring on Ultimate, but trust me, you can score those kind of goals if you've got the right angle, the right type of player. You'll see another goal from outside the box later on in this game, you know. Right, okay, so this is one of my biggest assets, okay, from corners, right? So if they have a corner, you bring the goalkeeper out, okay? Unfortunately, this was a short corner, but at least half the time, it isn't, okay? And you're able to just come out, claim the cross, and counter-attack very, very quickly. Let's see, does this one come into the box? It does. And you can see I'm screaming at my partner, go, 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 go. And off we go. And you can see we do have a breakaway there. Yeah, I don't think this comes to... It does, yeah, this comes, and it comes to a goal. You can see, really quick breakaway goal. Now, when playing on solo, if you're playing solo, you can still do that because you can bring the goalkeeper out with the right stick, and you can still use the left stick to... I drag a player up to the halfway line so that I have two players outside the box so that when I catch it, bang, off we go. Because, of course, it's so much easier to score against the AI when there is a lot more gaps and a lot more space. Yeah, particularly if you're good with your ball rolls and your fake shot stops. Basically, your ability to be able to just change the angle to get a pass off, and you're good with maybe like your speed boost or your knock-ons, whatever it might be. It'll make life a lot easier. Yeah, you can see that defensively, keep our shape, very compact. Don't dive in, and again, that's exactly the same if you're playing solo. So a little check of the stats there. That's what we like to see. 4 shots on target, 4 goals. If you're playing high-end Ultimate, to be honest, that's kind of what you need. You know, you need to be converting your chances. You can see straight from kickoff, we're into them. So the ball's inside their half. But as soon as it goes into our half, we back off. So let's see. Are we able to get the corner routine with this? You can see Jurgen's already pulling away. I managed to catch it. Off we go. And this one doesn't quite work out. But you see, it's a really dangerous tool. And can get us a lot of goals. And to be fair, we were close. We were still close to getting that 5th goal. Now, okay, squad battles in general. I remember saying in this game, so we're 4-0 up at half-time, right? And too often, people will just think, fifth goal will come, because you scored 4 in the first half. So, obviously, you're going to be able to score 1 in the second half. Not always. I've had so many games in the past where you think that all of a sudden it's the 60th, 70th minute, and you're like, drat. Like, I need to push for a goal here. And it starts getting more and more desperate, and you end up just winning the game 4-0 or maybe even 4-1. Yeah, so that's a big thing to keep in your mind. I wasn't taking this for granted that the 5th goal would just come, because there's games where it doesn't. And I've spoken about sliders. Yeah, you could call that momentum, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. It's the same thing, right? So if you feel like perhaps the AI didn't play particularly well in that first half, and that contributed to us being able to get 4-0 up, well, that can easily change in the second half. So you can't just, rest on your laurels and expect it to be the same standard, because it isn't always. And in fact, a lot of the time, it isn't, So, and we're already into the 60th minute here, and we haven't, really tested the goalkeeper at all. However, coming up now is the 5th goal. I'm going to show you a little something. So you see, I've got Zola there, the cam. See, I'm just hanging back, because there was all the space. I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and bang. And I suppose that is the biggest key with co-op. And of course, I'm calling for it as well. I'm saying, Jurgen, play it back, play it back, play it back. I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, you know. So I'm deliberately just stayed in that space that we had created. And, yeah, nothing more satisfying than a proper finesse shot goal. Not one from like 35 yards out, which the goalie should say, but that was a lovely one. And, of course, that makes it 5-0. And 5-0, ladies and gentlemen, is what we are after, yeah? In terms of, maximising the points. But what I'm doing there is checking the match facts to see whether we can just get a few more, okay? And that would be via shots on target, and it would be via corners, because you get an extra 10 points for every one that you get. I think I'm pretty sure it's up to 10. Yeah, so up to 10 shots on target and 10 corners. So, little word to the wise. This next little passage might be quite boring, but I know some people might be interested to see this and how you actually get enough points to get into the top 200. Well, I think I'm going to give you a little masterclass in how to win the corners. So, what you have to do is go out to the wings, get very, very controlled, get as close to the touchline as possible, and wait for them just to poke a toe in. Yeah, it's something that I've done for years because I've been getting top 200 squad battles since FIFA 20. You know, I think that my co-op partner struggled with this slightly, so I got him just to play it back to me, and I would go and get the corners. Something else, if you want to be really like geeky about it, if you have a corner on the right-hand side, I want a right-footed player receiving the ball, because naturally the ball is going to be on his right foot, which is closer to the line, which means that it's got less distance to travel, although small distance to travel, to go out for a corner. I also have Nakata highlighted here. You see, I'm the one with the red cursor. And the reason that I really wanted him is because his aggression and strength is really, really low. Therefore, he's going to put up not much of a fight whatsoever in terms of being tackled and that ball going out for a corner. You know, I don't want a Virgil van Dijk or a Theo Hernandez trying to do this, you know. Hopefully that makes sense. I know that is particularly geeky, and it's the kind of stuff that you have to do to get high-end squad battle scores. But, this might help you out come the start of FC 26, and you're trying to get that Elite 1, and you're 5-0 up in a game after 55 minutes, and you need and want to try and get those extra points on the board. Well, that's how to do it, Well, little word to the wise, the lesser teams, so, these bronze teams or the teams with no chemistry, they will be so reluctant to tackle you. It's unreal. So you have to kind of persevere with it. And if they don't tackle me, I just turn around, go back out wide and try it again until they do tackle me. Even on Ultimate, right? Higher end teams like this, they will be more than happy to come and stick the boot in and tackle you and put the ball out of play. Another little thing, you can see that there's this opponent player out wide. Always wait for him to run over before the corner is taken, just to isolate him. So it's a little one-on-one battle to ensure that the angle is always the same to win the corner. Like I said, apologies if you find all of that a little bit boring, but I did give you a little disclaimer about 2 minutes ago. So what we are doing here is we are just finishing off the trimmings, as I call them, which will give us maximum points, and across the 12 games it can make a difference, particularly when you see like Elite 1 could be decided on a few hundred points here or there across your 12 games. If you're doing this or getting your shots on target, even though it's tedious, it will help you out a lot. Any questions or queries about anything to do with this, or squad battles, or playing Ultimate, whether it's solo, whether it's co-op, feel free just to get into the comments. Or if there's anything in the gameplay that you watch and you want to know why I did it, or what I was thinking, or all that type of stuff, again, just tell me what point of the video it's in, and I'll answer the question. Because, to be honest, I could dissect this for an hour, to be quite honest with you. But obviously that would bore you. So, yeah, we've got all the corners now. So it's a simple case of just keep ball, and we will have our 5-0 win, which I think gets us about 3,300 points, which is very, very good indeed. Way above the average that you need for top 200, and an absolutely perfect performance, to be honest with you. So, yeah, there we go, guys. Hope you enjoyed that, and we will be heading over to Facecam M88 in a second.
Right, hope you guys enjoyed that and found it informative. I think I was pretty on form in that game, not going to lie, but a little bit of a pat on the back for myself. Anyway, that's enough said. Like I said, if you are interested in any of the coaching stuff, or just want some tips, feel free to get into the comments. But hopefully you enjoyed that video. If you did, then please drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll see you guys very, very soon. See you later, guys. Bye.